All right, good afternoon, everybody, or good morning. And Jay, that was a good commercial. You gave that for your bank. And I'm sure your lending terms are very favorable with no personal guarantees as well.
No. I'd love to loan you some money, man.
That's right. Well, really appreciate being here. This reminds me a lot, you know, of what must have happened, James, when Harlan Sanders had his famous recipe here as well. So we're here for a similar event today, and I look forward to that type of success with you as well. 2 months ago, the Bourbon and Food Work Group released a report with a clear vision, and the goal was how we're going to make Louisville the culinary and spirits capital of the world. And I see several members of our work group here with us, so thank you all for the good work that you did on that. We have undeniable global momentum taking place in the city right now around bourbon, local food. We even coined a new word called bourbonism that describes the tourism that's taking place around the Bourbon Trail, the Urban Bourbon Trail, and all of our great local restaurants that's taking place. And I think we're well on our way to getting 1 million visitors here in the years to come. So that's awfully good. For the first time, it's introducing a 52-week-a-year tourism type of experience to our city that we haven't had before. We're used to tourists coming in big chunks around Derby time. So it's developing a whole new industry and a whole new vibe to our city. And so part of the goal then of the local food group and the spirits bourbon work group was to amplify all of the advantages and strengths that we have here as a city. We focus on 4 different economic clusters in the city, from advanced manufacturing, lifelong wellness and aging care, logistics and e-commerce, and then food and beverage is our last one. And one is really a super fun cluster, lots of activity going on there, lots of new entrepreneurs as well. And so I think we're also now on our way to establishing ourselves as that global and spirits epicenter, if you will, Marty, around the world at the same time. And you can look around the city right now and see what's happening. We've got the Evan Williams Bourbon Experience, the first bourbon experience in town that's doing tremendously well. Stitzelweller has announced what their plans are as well. Cooper and King's Brandy Distillery is going to be opening up very soon, just probably quarter of a mile, half a mile from here as well. And then, of course, there's more activities and announcements coming in the near future, I'm sure, as well. One of the key recommendations from the Bourbon and Food Report was to further use bourbon and the skills that our city has developed around that, and use spirits in general as an economic development tool for the city. And so today, I think is a very historic and symbolic day to announce another step toward that goal. And that is to have a great Louisvillian who's come home after having a successful career all around the world and saying this is where he wants to locate and launch his next career. So today we're announcing a new small batch liqueur company that has started in Louisville because of our international expertise around spirits and around bourbon. And of course this is called Rivulet. And Rivulet is an artisan pecan liqueur that is the dream of entrepreneurial James Marshall, who was raised in West Louisville, but then has traveled the world with a very successful career with 3M. And we're delighted, obviously, that you're coming back home to start your business, which no doubt will be a great success because your product is very good, by the way. With 3M, he also had a tremendous global view. He traveled the world for the company, running operations from New Zealand to South Africa and many spots in between. So having that global perspective in general is great for any citizen in a city, but especially when you're launching a new brand like he's doing. It's a very tough, competitive world in the beverage industry and the spirits industry, and you have to have savvy operators, savvy CEO, and a great product and a great team to make it happen. And James, it's very impressive to see the group that you've put together, including the quality of the product that you have. So when James decided to retire back to Louisville last year, he began with a second career. You're a model for lifelong learning in the community. Obviously, you're not the kind of guy that's just going to put your feet up and say, the game's over. He said, how can I start a new company? And so he decided to launch what had been a dream of his, which was to create his own spirits brand. This is a great city to do that in. In about a year, James went from conception to today's launch of Rivulet with the help of the Distilled Spirits Epicenter. I think we're going to be hearing from Marty Snyder here in a second, but Marty and Dave Defoe at the Distilled Spirits Epicenter have been doing tremendous work, helping numerous folks start new companies, many of whom are starting to locate here in our city, including the brandy distillery we just talked about. So great job to you and your team at the Distilled Spirits Epicenter. James' office also going to be right in the middle of Bourbon Row, so we appreciate that, near 7th and Main. And what's extremely impressive is normally you don't have a company that started in that short time frame that's already getting international recognition for his product. And I'm sure on some of the literature that you've all seen, tremendous awards he's winning, including the double gold from the San Francisco World Spirits Competition and numerous other awards already. So that foretells obviously very, very good things. I have been told, James, not that I know from personal experience, but when you dropped off your bottle of Rivulet to the mayor's office, it has been cracked open. So there have been some people were walking around Friday around 6 p.m. with nice smiles on their face, and we have this tremendous new Pecan liqueur in town we have to check out. So, of course, I would not do that on city property. I suspect some other people got an early start to the 4th of July weekend. So you put that alongside of the bourbons and the craft beers that we have in our city right now, and it's just a tremendous, tremendous addition. So welcome home. We're glad that you decided to start your company here. Louisville has unparalleled expertise when it comes to the talent, the workforce, the supply chain, the financing chain of a company here as well to make us the city to start a food or beverage company.